Right. Okay. It is equinox, and it's our second show of the day. And we've got a beautiful sister here from UK. We've never met before, although I've seen her out there for quite some time. Lulila Rose, right? And
Yeah,
happy to have you here. Thank you for coming in and sharing sacred space with us and honoring us with your presence on this fine, fine day. I'm excited to talk about you and your journey and your purposes, and also what the hell is going on right now, because it's never been like this before. But
absolutely,
what?
brother. Yes, absolutely. I am so delighted to be here
Mm.
with you. It's such an honor on this day. And yeah, I've seen you for years, um, interviewing so many beautiful beings, guides, and lights that. And now here I am. So it feels very amazing to be here now. It feels quite surreal, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Surreal. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Um, so you know the famous question: did you have wake up experiences, or have you always been this weird?
Um, well, I've always been weird for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came in to a family, um, very sort of quite uh, a lot of abuse. So I sort of came into that that kind of family. Didn't have a dad, and so yeah, grew up quite lost and confused really in this world. Um, yeah, um, and just moving through my life, and then yeah, just really feeling that this is not the way it's meant to be most of the time. Felt like um yeah, there was something strange about this life. It didn't feel right. All the pain, all the suffering that I could see around me, and I just really didn't feel that that was right. And yeah, I I think I was on a mission to just to be love and to feel the love and to bring back that love and joy that I couldn't really see in the world.
Right, right. And when did you get into what you're doing? Like, all the expressions you have and really into serving yourself and serving the collective. I mean, was
Yeah,
there a lot of people had, traumas and dark nights of the soul before their awakening. It sounds like you've been down that path. But
yeah, absolutely. Um, I um, started all this. Yeah, when I was about um, 24, I
mm,
lived in Nottingham, and it's so interesting because my life is quite like a fairy tale, but it's all the like cliche spiritual things. I actually met Buddha Maitreya. Buddha Maitreya come to my life when I was 24. This guy called Buddha Maitreya, he lived in Nottingham.
uh,
And they say that Buddha Maitreya comes when there's no trace of the Buddha left in the world. Um, and so, yeah, I didn't know about the Buddha very much. And then Buddha Maitreya showed up when I lived in Nottingham. And this guy, he was a Japanese guy, and he just spoke, and everything that he said, I resonated with so deeply. And that was the beginning of my spiritual journey.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was
So
just
so
before I
this
went.
so this guy is in Nottingham, and
Mhm.
he is shows up when there's not a Buddha in the world, right? That's the
Yeah,
possibility.
that's the story of Buddha
Okay.
Maitreya.
Yeah,
Buddha
yeah.
Maitreya will show up. He's not the actual Buddha Maitreya, but that was his name.
Right, right.
So he was to me, kind of thing.
Well, that's all that matters, I mean,
Yeah,
and so it was instrumental in your coming out.
yeah. Um, I just really resonated with his words, his teachings, all about being in the now and about the end of suffering and all the Buddhist teachings, basically. And and then I went traveling around the world on my own when I was 27. And before that, I'd met this guy, Tony, my friend Tony. He was trying to tell me what the now moment was, what the present was, what the now was. And I could never get it. I could never get the now. What is the now? And he'd be going, that's it. And I wouldn't be able to get it. I was like, but what is it? And then I went to New Zealand and I was in a Vipassana. I did my first ever Vipassana in New Zealand.
That's
And then I knew,
isn't that like a week-long silent meditation, right?
yeah,
Okay.
10-day silent meditation retreat. And that's where I got what the now was. So I phoned Tony up and I was like, I know what the now is. And he was like so happy for me. So yeah, since then, when I was traveling, I really knew what the now was. But then, to go on a long journey of um, shadow work and everything, everything that was unraveling the stories.
Yeah. And how long ago was that trip to New Zealand?
So that was when I was 27. And yeah, I'm 47 now. So it's 20 years ago.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you
20,
you kind of woke up yeah, a little bit before 2012. Some people did, but I mean,
yeah.
it seems like a lot of people it was around 2011, 2012, 13. Um, so when did you start to get information, or let's just put it this way. Did you have, like, let's just say, like divine episodes or visitations or apparitions or other psychic phenomena start to occur? And everybody's different. Uh,
Yeah.
how were you getting your personal insight? Was it coming through like a faces of the universe, like icons, or was it just coming from an internal voice or, animals, elementals? Like, uh, what type of connection were you experiencing with the universal?
Um, yeah. So I was just, yeah, very much listening to myself, um, but also listening to, I didn't really have anything like that, visitations or anything like that. It's just mainly been my life experience. And um, I, yeah, just listening and guidance. So, did you ever hear or know about Polona Array of Dawn for
No,
Ascension Pioneers
maybe it just
off
doesn't.
of YouTube? She's got a channel on YouTube, Ascension Pioneers, but she has ascended now. She ascended 3 years ago, left the planet.
Okay,
Yeah, and I thought I might end up talking about her, but it was an interesting thing that happened because I used to listen to her a lot, and she was like a seed, a Christ seed that, and she was a volunteer soul. She was so advanced um, for her time, and she was very much connected to the galactic beings and her body and embodying that. And I didn't really get it all at the time. But then she ascended 3 years ago, literally left her body and went to Taurus with her mum. Her mum was called Florentina.
okay,
And
okay.
and
Hang on. I
then
want to make I want to make sure I understand this. This is a cool story.
it
Um,
is,
so she didn't physically uh transition. She just ascended. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yeah,
So
she
there was no
ascended.
so there was no body or anything like that. This is like the
No,
monks. And, okay.
I think they took their body with them
Okay. I got you.
to Arcturus, and it's a whole thing. She talks all about it very openly on her channel.
Okay.
Um, and right up until the end, and it was like a cosmic crisis, and it's really important that I speak about her because I've not really known of anyone else that have spoken about her, and it's so powerful. But just towards the end of her life, here, I was sending her a donation, and I asked her to send me a package of bits and bobs that she makes. She makes beautiful jewelry, and she collects the crystals from the Alps, um, and made beautiful things. And so she sent me a package, and it took a while for that package to come, but eventually it did arrive. And then she ascended, and then when there was an Arcturian gateway happening, I could, I was like channeling her. She came to me,
Wow.
since she's ascended, and was reminding about the things that she gave me. She gave me like a golden Christ heart, a crystal heart,
So you
and
you have had these things happen to you. It's
yeah,
happened with her, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's happened with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, um, I think that was the main thing, and it's been mainly because my mum died. My mum died not this year, last year on my birthday.
Oh, sorry about that.
Um, and I think that's really opened me up more to everything as well. And it was after that I was channeling Polona, a ray of dawn. Um, so yeah, but yeah, she came to me, and she was just just to you know confirming to me that I am part of the 144,000. We're here, we're a family of light. We are here to birth new earth, to remember that earth is this crystalline temple, Edenic temple, that we are that as well, and that's what journey we're on, and we're here to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And this happened. Now she transitioned like 3 years ago. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And is she still visiting you?
Yeah, I still feel her presence,
Okay.
and I still watch her videos sometimes. To I watched a bit of her video from 8 years ago,
Hmm.
and it's literally what's happening to me now. So that's
Okay.
how advanced she was. She even said in this video that I watched yesterday that what she is here to is for the future.
Right.
That
Right.
that was a 6 year old video that I saw, and she was saying, yeah, that what she's planting, this seed, is actually for the future.
Yeah.
It's for now. It's for now.
Now, have you picked up any information from her since in these 3 years that talks about like where we're at, what's happening, or even like the galactic involvement and facilitation with the humans?
Um, no, not exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's all about the um, yeah, the Christ embodiment and going through all the layers. Um, I've just recently, in the last, this year has been just phenomenal, don't you think? This year,
Oh my God, this year, this week, this past 7 days, this month, but yeah, this year's totally different than before. Like it's obvious.
absolutely, this year is just like completion of everything, seeing everything so clearly, um, and everything's just falling into place. I've just been receiving so many messages, and what it is, I never really connected to anything, um, but I was always connecting to my own soul, my own higher self, my
Mhm.
own eternal self. That's what, and embodying that. So that's what journey I've been on, really embodying my eternal self. And in the last few weeks, and since I've been to France, And just yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, I found my eternal frequency.
Explain that. That sounds
Um,
very interesting.
yeah, so it's our soul signature, basically.
Okay.
It's our, there's so many different names for it, but it's that source self, that crystal heart self, that source self that you are, that we are in our hearts. And as we bring all of our soul fragments back to that point, it all becomes the one frequency of you, of me. So whatever frequency love is for me, and source is, that's what I will feel. That's my true frequency. And what that is, it's like a signal. It's like your own phone. So it's called a tone, but it's also like a phone. So it's even, I realized phone is like got that own, one in it, one. So the tone in the bones, in the stone, and it's that eternal tone. So that's like a signal. That actually telepathically connects you to all of your galactic family of light.
Okay. And how did you this happened what, 2 days ago? How did you
Yeah.
feel it? How did you get it? And did you get like a I don't know, written light language or numbers or anything like that in your head, or what did it feel like?
It just came in my heart. In my heart, I could just feel it. I could just feel it pulsing. And what I do, I do this all the time. Every day I work on 24 hours. I am literally doing soul alchemy, coming back to my heart, coming back to my body, coming back to my womb, connecting to source within. And especially the last, month, it's been so um, just constantly doing that. So I've been doing that and feeling my tone, bringing that eternal part of me through my physical body, mental body, emotional body, soul, spiritual body. And what I noticed is my whole body is now vibrating in that frequency. It's through
Yes.
all the layers, through all of it, and it's
Yeah.
eternal life, eternal light, and love. And it's the Christ essence.
Yeah, and this makes sense because of some of the things I've been privy to with other people and my own experiences. And everybody kind of explains things differently. But one of the things that I saw several people speaking about was that they were embodying their galactic aspect. And
Yes.
the other thing I would say about what you're talking about is that it really feels like, you know, we crossed over into something this last few days. Like the level of clarity, uh, and I've been told all summer long that, and especially in September, I've been told this is like a final preparation, like the final preparation before the big show or something. Like, I've had quite a few lucid dreams. Several of those dreams are very similar. Uh, I can recognize people in the dreams. We're all dressed in white. Um, we're all like kind of excited. Uh, there's no nervousness. It's almost like we're going to go perform like a theatrical performance or play for the first time, and we know we got it. Like we know we've mastered it, so it's going to be awesome. Uh, but the other thing that's happened is this, uh, and it's just recently landed, like in the last few days, really. This level of clarity and confidence spiritually, like we're ready for anything. And like just as we
Mm.
came on, I saw that there was a earthquake over here in Mexico, and what I saw was that 200,000 people felt it, so that's a lot of people. Um, but yeah, all these things happening. It's like, okay, we'll bring it on. Do you do you feel like that kind of aligns with what you're talking about? Like, do you feel like your galactic aspects and other things have embodied within your heart to a point where this has happened for you?
Absolutely, yes, yes. This is exactly what it feels like. We are coming into our galactic selves, receiving our galactic gifts and abilities. Like this telepathic thing, I've never felt it so clearly. And then Judith Kusel write about it today. I just saw her post. It's like, what? And, it's literally, um, yeah, our galactic energy, the telepathy, just knowing. I've really been getting into gnosis as well. I've always kind of looked out there and but it's been guided. I've always been guided at the information I receive, and if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, then I don't watch it. Um, but now it feels more about the gnosis, the inner knowing is way more clearer, and precise, and so just you just know, and you just have to do that thing, if it's making a change in your life or letting go of somebody, or whatever it is. It's so clear what your soul wants right now, I feel.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's kind of a, but it doesn't, well, it doesn't seem to work um, the old way. And I guess that's
No.
what it is. There's a greater self-knowing gnosis. And so it's a kind of thing where it can look one way and then all of a sudden it flips another
Mm-hmm.
way. There's a lot of acceptance, allowance, I guess you would say releasing, letting go, but there's also this openness. Like it's come down to this for me. Like I wake up each day and I'm starting over, but not in a bad way. It's just that I can't take anything with me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, but everything is with me. It's like I am
Yeah,
nothing, but I am everything kind of thing. But
it's
the other thing I'm
already.
the other thing I'm noticing too, and I wonder because I know because I watch you, I see your energy out there on social media. Uh, the other thing I'm noticing too is the no planning. Uh, uh, you know, I mean things kind of come to you. They just come to you like puzzle pieces. That's what I've been experiencing for about 2 weeks, really about 4 weeks. But to your point about like the what would you call it? Like the present state. Like you don't even have to try. It's like you're just here. You're just stepping into the moment, step by step, and then these things start to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the way you described it. As the awareness of your own soul signature.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to you as we start this, and you see me fooling with my headphones. Now I've used these headphones for 3 years, I think. Somebody gave them to me in Sedona, a friend of mine. So that's thousands of shows. I mean, I've never had a problem, but as I'm listening to you, I keep getting these tones and everything in the headphones. So I'm
Oh
thinking,
my
okay,
God.
well, but it's that telepathy that you're talking about, and and people are talking about it more and more and more. Uh, and it's not really words all the time. It's just, I call it above telepathy, but I can feel the code exchange, which is, I've experienced this before on the show many times over the years, but this is a bit different. This has got a little bit more of, I don't know, almost like higher quality, you know, like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I think it speaks to the time that we're in
yeah.
here today on this marked by this equinox.
Mm, mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And it's funny because earlier I thought that I might be saying this to you, which is, I'm from the planet Don't. I don't plan it.
I'm from the
Yeah.
planet don't plan it. I'm from Don't Planet. Well, and it's kind of weird because, I schedule shows, right? And but as I've, like as I've gotten back into it, because for a couple of years I slowed down a lot. Like I was doing like 10 shows a month and I used to do like 65 or 70 for many years. Now I'm getting it back up. And as I was getting it back up, like starting about mid-May, I was very aware of the not planning thing. So I started out with like, shows 1 day out, 2 day out, 3 days out. And then that third energy kind of took over. And I haven't had one double booking, which would be common in the past. And now I'm 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks out. It's all very symmetrical. It all fell in the right place, even the reschedules fall in the right place. And you look up and you have 3 shows on the equinox and you go, well, I know that's important, right? Like I know this is going to be a powerful day. These are going to be powerful shows. So,
Yes.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's something about not almost like not thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's
A
just more,
hundred
yeah,
percent.
it's more like instinct, like an animal, like innate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, so much. So I've been feeling exactly the same. I've been like that for so long,
Mm,
and I call in ease and grace and flow all the time. So, I want ease, grace, and flow. Um, and I call that in, and I don't try to control life. I just allow life to um, give me whatever is meant to be. And I know that life brings us exactly what's meant to be because it always does. And it always brings us what we need, even if we don't feel like that at the time. Um, and, I've realized it. Life does have our best interests at heart.
mm.
Um, it does want us to flourish and thrive. Um, but we just have to learn to listen and not to be in control. But that's just what we've fallen into through our mind and through conditioning and programming. And so as that clears, we are able to more just be that flow of life. And I was saying, I no longer move through life. Life moves through me,
Mm.
because I am that vessel to allow life to. So what I've been doing mainly few the last year is been receiving, transmuting, and transmitting.
Yeah.
Um, and so much has come to me about being in the heart space. And that's where we're all going. We're moving from our head, from hedonism to heartism, to heartist, being a heartist
Mm.
and creating our reality and being that queen of our queendom, king of our kingdom, creating our reality, you know, because that's actually what we're here for as well, not to be for our lives to be created for us, but for us to remember that we're the creatrix of this reality. Through our frequency, it's our frequency that creates it. So, yeah, it's been very much about just allowing life to guide me, to move me where I'm meant to be. And with that, the whole puzzle pieces, all the puzzle pieces have been coming together. And this fairy tale of my life is just unraveling and it's really beautiful.
And I know you're very active on social media. And I feel like that a lot of what you do is like infused with the goddess, Mother Goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
that's a big part um, of your makeup, right? I mean, of your field, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, Merging with Gaia, I've literally has my life's a lot to do with connecting to the core of Gaia, remembering who Gaia is, that and as I've been getting to the core of Gaia, that's going to the core of my being and clearing that core and and I connect to that core and I become a pillar of light because I connect to the core of Gaia and the core of the cosmos. In Andromeda, that's the crystal star. And so become this pillar of Christ light. Um, the more I do that, but absolutely love the mother. The mother comes through me very much about the dragon mother. So where I lived over a river. I live in a council estate, so it's quite a rough area.
What's it
I live
called?
in it's called Marsh Farm, but it's a council estate, you know? Do you know
No,
what
I
that
don't know.
is?
No, what
A
is that?
council estate is like a housing estate,
Oh, I
an
got you. Okay.
area
Okay, I got you.
that can be a bit rough, you
Yeah, I
know.
got you. I got you.
Um,
Yeah.
and but it's I lived in these high-rise flats. So I live in a flat now. These same flats, but a different block. So the first block I lived in for 13 years was called Five Springs, and that is over the river Lee, and the Five Springs is the source of the River Lee. But it
Okay.
isn't celebrated or acknowledged very much. And it was like, I'm the one that's meant to celebrate this river and celebrate these Five Springs. And it's literally become a dragon mother. It's
Wow.
a dragon mother
Wow.
that I was awakening. And it was then clearing this land and, clearing my body, mind, and spirit, and the land, because I'm a sort of grid worker. So as I crystal clear my body and crystal clear in the land.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about dragons. After, yeah, I was gonna, that was the next thing I was gonna ask you, because that's actually come on. I mean, it's been like in my path and others, I know that, over the years, but part of this, what I was asking you about that I've heard from other people too, was this embodying, finally embodying, or the final embodiment of our galactic aspect. But there's been some dragon with that too. And I
Yeah.
and I, my own experience, and this is just my own experience, but my own experience was 12 dragons with a 13th, kind of like a one big mother dragon with 12 dragons inside of it.
Wow.
Like something like that. But that's just my own, but I've heard a few people talking about it. And even like something that I got in the dream the other night was something about the original, I guess, the original dragon aspect, almost like a creator dragon or something like that. Like it feels like it's at the root of us.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe it. What is your experience?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like the dragon energy is that energy of creation, the energy of the mother.
Mm,
The serpent sort of becomes the dragon, and it is the Kundalini. It's the Kundalini Shakti. It's the force of creation, um, and it's part of that crystalline energy. Um, Gaia is a crystalline dragon, crystalline dragon energy. Um, and yeah, for me, it's just been awakening more and more and just filling my vessel. And I also saw 12 dragons like you. I've seen mainly the one mother dragon spiraling out of the core and all around Gaia, clearing the ley lines, the dragon lines, bringing all back into balance and harmony. I also saw 12 dragons with the one in the middle. So 13 is very important. And the 12 would have been the DNA. That's the 12 sort of DNA strands and spirals. And then, the 13th. So we've got the 12 chakras. We have to clear our 12 chakras, and then we become the 13th. The
Mm,
13th is all chakras as one in the center, and everything becoming one in this eternal now. And that's us returning to the Garden of Eden, but in a new frequency. Um, yeah, because it's the eternal now. So what we were originally, um, but it's also called the next harmonic universe. So you have to go to 13 to become the next harmonic universe, and that's everything as one.
yeah,
That's like cosmic.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely new territory. There's no question about that. And that's the way I got it too. And this has been going on about a month, and it's really accelerated the last week. But what I got from it was um, well, it was the mother, basically.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was it was the 13 signified her, and that's who I work for. I mean, if you want to put it in
yeah,
those terms. Uh, and then the something about, well, I guess it would be like the original creation, uh,
yeah,
original creator, or maybe that's the masculine side, but like the original creation, like the womb.
yeah.
Okay. And that's been the other part of the message too that I've been experiencing. And again, these are things I think that many people have over the years in their own way, but something's really picked up, something's really changed. And that's being shown how we proceed in this new earth creation, you might say, that now that we've come into the awareness that we're actually creating it, and that obviously through our gnosis, we know that we've done this many many times within ourselves, in different incarnations, but now we're doing it with physical playmates. And
Mm,
this is kind of what we've come into now, where you do it with another, uh or we're say we're two or more gather. And what she was showing me is that, just picture like two people, holding hands about and doing the same thing we've done as individuals, which is like to step into the unknown, into the holy darkness where you don't know what's going to happen. And like
yeah,
the mother told me, she goes, I don't even know that part of my womb. That is the unknown. That's
yeah.
how new creations birth and grow. So
Mm-hmm.
that that was kind of her message, is like, you're now going to get signs of how to proceed, and there's going to be and there has been all summer, which has been like uh cycles of years, like 14, 11, 10, 7, 5, and it's showing me how they're all kind of on the same timeline and to pay attention, but also new colors, new geometries, and that what you were talking about, this this above telepathy thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like our communication system has changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My
Mm-hmm.
friend, who's his birthday today, and he transitioned in 2021, Franco Di Nicola, the most remarkable soul uh, I've seen out here in my lifetime, in terms of what they offer the collective and what energy they carry. But um, he used to talk about, well, like the lady that mentored you. Uh, he did a tremendous amount of work. It's an incredible video series that him and his partner Kimberly Ross put together. Over 200 videos on YouTube. It's in Vimeo. It's called Advancing Consciousness. And he,
Okay.
right, Advancing Consciousness. You saw him. I mean, we did about 50 shows together. With 52 shows we did together. So you'd recognize him. But anyway, so what he was in his intel was explaining what was going to happen, not just what was happening, but this is what's going to happen. And at the end of the shows, at the end of the time that he was still here, he was talking about this exact time, which was end of 2026 into 2025 into 26, and then and what would be happening at this time. Well, one of the things he talked about was what he called the active consciousness. And I think it's related to this alteration that we've had, because he would say, okay, like back then, the active consciousness would be like, I'm just going to make up terms like 30% ego, uh, this much conscious, this is subconscious, mind, and just these different elements, but that it would alter, the active consciousness would alter. And I feel like that's kind of what happened, because everyone I seem to be running into, there seems to be a level of telepathy, and I'm going to call it above telepathy, like these knowings that are tied to synchronicities, but also these, the sensitivity to see what's not suited for me, or this person is, I might say in the old language, has an agenda or a desire that's not congruent or coherent with me. So you just simply say, "Oh, I can see that for what it is," and you just turn it off. Not to resist it, but just to say, "Oh, like begets like. This is not part of the natural unfoldment. It doesn't feel right." And I think that's another big thing about this new level of communication with ourselves and each other is feeling. We're actually feeling things. And you know how it is. You can have intuition, but we also have had, because of our programming and the human condition, insecurity. And a lot of times they get mixed up. Like the
Yeah.
intuition will come in and say, "Oh, yeah, okay, I'm supposed to go here." And then you start to like build this story. And then you have a belief system that backs the story. You know what I mean? And that's not that's kind of going away now. We're recognizing that. Like just allow it, like you're talking about. Life happens to you now. See? and
Hmm.
and that's one of the reasons it can, because we're not blocking it or going down another path, because our insecurity needs to be identified with this past life or this skill or ability or whatever. Like I'm watching a lot of what we call light workers and star seeds drop robes and drop identities and drop modalities and drop things that they were holding on to, things that help them to become aware of who they are. But we can over identify with those types of attributes as well as we can a trauma. And we've had to let go of those things. And it just feels like a lot of the things that served us in these 12 years before 2025, um, a lot of the things that served us, they did serve us. But now we've got to this other level and they're not going with us. So
Hmm.
it's really weird. It's like almost like, yeah, it's almost like with this trajectory, we'll be walking around. Everything's contained in us, almost like an Adam and Eve thing. You know what I mean? Like everything is that pure and everything is that in sync and every piece is in the proper place. And I don't know why it's only going to be 1,000 years apiece, but probably because we get bored with the perfection and we want to go out and play again.
No, we're gonna have eternal peace now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
making a joke. It's all metaphoric anyway, right?
But no, absolutely, everything is coming online. So it's like you can just see it all so clearly now. I was very much blinded before by my own fears and my own insecurities. Um, Going down into so a massive thing that's been huge is that I gave my power away. I used to be so quick to give my power away. As soon as you know, well, I didn't even feel it. I would just give it all away straight away, um, and not fill myself up with my own light and my own power. I was just so compelled to give it away all the time and to fill everybody else's cup with my energy. I grew up like that, and that's what I'd learned to be like. Um, but it was, you know, I'm glad I was like that. It was a beautiful way to be. But now I have stopped giving my power away. I am no longer a people pleaser, and I now I please myself. Like you might have seen me write that, please myself as in elf. Um, because I fill myself with my own light now, and I've sealed myself in my own holy grail, which is my own tone, my own light. I've sealed my womb up now, and I don't have any energy leaks any longer. So when I was in all my life, I've been in like codependent bonds and karmic ties. And it was only this year that I let go of the last one. And and that's why I've been now being able to build up my light quotient, build up my light, build up my temple. And because I've been keeping that in, um, and giving myself that attention and that energy, and that's been able to build it all the way up to build the temple
Mm.
to house my soul. So now my soul, the feminine, has been able to now rise because she feels safe in that temple. She
Mm.
feels safe to really to be now, to come forth, to create, and to be. So that's been huge this year. Do you find that?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And your story is the story of most, well, I mean, when you really get down to it, we're all many people that we can relate to are overgivers. And
Yeah.
so but we also can be an overtaker. And I think
Hmm. Yeah.
that's been, part of the challenge is people that over identify with being an empath don't identify with their own narcissist,
Yeah.
right? So, but
That's
my
so
but my
true.
it is true. I mean, I know that because it's a narcissistic realm, so it can only produce, narcissists. You know what I mean? And therefore you have the empath because you can't have the empath without the narcissist. You can't have the dark without the light. The light's got to have a dark. So, but anyway, my point is what you're saying is a story that I've experienced and that many people have experienced, and much of the major transformation has just come recently, like
Yeah.
this month, like this
Yeah.
summer. And so the big sign for me that we're starting to really make some progress is that people are acknowledging this part of the transformation, and they're not putting up boundaries anymore. They're not blaming or projecting others anymore. Like you just said, I let go of my last one. I just let go of my last one just in the last 10 days or so. And it's not a
Wow.
person. It's not a person. It's me. And I think that's the other thing about this overgiving. The language that we had in those 12 years was like people are taking, people are, I'm being a doormat, or people are a narcissist to me, or, they're taking advantage of me because I got a big heart and I'm nice. And then you finally go, hey, man, fuck this shit. Okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute. This is me. Nobody's
Yeah.
doing anything to me. And this is the great value of like connections and relationships because we had to work it out with those mirrors. But to get to a point when you finally go, you know what? It's not that person. It's my choice. And oh, by the way, it happened with that person and that person and that person. But what's changed? I'm making a new choice. I'm making a lifestyle change. I'm choosing myself. What did you say? I'm filling myself up.
Pleasing myself now.
Right, right. Yeah. And so that's what happens. And then as a result of that, we become authentic and transparent, and that's very contagious because if you think about what does an illuminated being look like? You hear stories about like a master, or what's her name? Amma, the lady Amma.
Yeah.
So people
Hugger.
talk about, Amma's over there and I'm in line to go see her, and you can see her, and all of a sudden you start to feel it. You're looking at an illuminated being, and people cry. I mean, because you can feel the energy. Now, what are you looking at? You're looking at transparency. You're looking at authenticity. And but that seems to be a natural effect of the cause of filling myself up, of not giving it away, because
Yeah.
they're only taking it because we're offering it. And you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, something really big seems to have happened. I would kind of compare it to, everything seemed to change, and this is what my soul told me and what I've experienced since that solstice uh, in December. So that would be
Hmm.
12 years from that Mayan calendar date. And then
Yeah.
everything started to change. And it
Going
was
into
kind of,
13. Yeah.
yeah, and it was kind of funky the first half of the year. It's almost like, how does this work now? Like it's just like, it almost like we got spit out on the other side. And then we start to figure it out. And then we're having this expansion and growth. And now this month seems like the same thing to me. Like we were
Mm.
going along, went through a hot summer, burn, baby, burn, and then boom, you get your heart signature. We're saying it in different ways: the dragon, the mother, the 13, the fill in the vessel. So it really feels like it that something
Receiving our gnosis.
receiving our gnosis, and then also this congealment of what we might call it soul family or collaboration or co-creation. You can feel it happening. You don't have to force
Feel it.
it. It's not fake. As
No.
long as we can face our demons, our identities, because none of it can go with us. You're just
No.
you and I'm just me, and that's it. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
we've got nothing to prove now. And it's weird because we've not been able to do this. We've done this alone, and we've done it in distortion. And those are the seeds that have sprouted this. But now we're doing it, and we're the currents with us, and we're doing it with slowly starting to do it with other people. And
Mm.
that's gonna be a real mind blower, to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. This is like the first thing I've done, with somebody else,
Mm,
since the changes. So it's so wonderful to be here with you this evening. Yeah. To
mm.
sharing these truths, and yeah, it's just really epic times to be alive.
Yeah, it really is. And I know that there's a lot going on in the world. At least that's what's being presented to us, and we know that there's you know BS and fuckery behind it. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
because that's another thing. The narratives don't. We're not attached to narratives anymore. And
No.
we're gonna by force or flow gonna have to let go of them because it takes away from being present. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
affects your outlook. It affects your future. But I know, for instance, like in UK, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of divergent energies and stuff. My question is, because I know you get around a bit, my question is, are you seeing more people that are tapping in to themselves? Ultimately, that's what they're doing, right? Like loving themselves more, open to these types of conversations, open to you. Are you seeing more people as the days
Uh,
go by?
Not really. Not where I live. No.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm
you're
not.
you're 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 holding down the light there in a density.
I'm the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, the pillar of light,
Mm,
in this area. And I realized how powerful that is because,
mm,
we're all scattered about, aren't we? The 144,000. So that's not the amount of people, but the amount of light that we hold. And we're all part of this frequency, or, this frequency bandwidth of consciousness.
mm,
And we are like the Christed ones, the lights, and we're very scattered around. Um, and I don't think we're meant to. We are meant to co-create and do things together, but we all have our own specific mission as
true.
well. We all have our own um, mission and purpose. So that's why a lot of the time we don't actually meet that much, because we're not meant to. We're meant to be the light for the area around us, and just hold that. Um, but yeah, I'm not really seeing that much around here, but I don't really go out. I don't really do that much. Um, but I feel it is quite a low vibration here where I live. But
I got you.
obviously, I'm constantly blasting out Christ's light and Christ's love and life, in all directions, and bringing the crystalline dragon round to everyone's houses, you know, the local shops and all that, and just bringing in that energy as I'm guided to, and just being that vessel for it. Um, but no, I'm not really noticing
Well, that
other
would make
kindred
sense. I mean, that makes
spirits.
sense. Yeah. And that's another thing I've noticed too is, and maybe not in your case, but that like a lot of people have been relocated in these last few months, like abruptly relocated. So I know that we're holding down, our end of the new grid. We're being that column of light. And to me, it feels like I was told all summer, like you guys are being prepared because the shift is about to hit the fan, whatever that means. My gut feeling or my instinct or my intel is it's going to run about 6 months. Maybe till the spring, until March of next year, maybe the equinox, right? That would make sense. And
Mm-hmm.
then from that, let's just say the chaos or whatever distortions out there, all of a sudden uh, we move to higher ground again. And I don't know what that looks like, but I sure, I can feel it in myself. I can feel it in my experiences with others, and it's building every single day. Like
Yeah, I.
this is not just a conversation. There's
Mm,
code exchanging, not just you and I, but everyone that's tapped into it, even if they're watching it on the replay, because there's no linear. And
mm-hmm.
so we're recognizing the vibe in each other, and we don't have to. That's another thing my soul keeps telling me, which I find kind of funny because I talk for a living, you might say. But it's like if you know something, why you got to say it? Because when you really know it, you don't have to say anything because your energy will speak for itself. And I feel like that's probably where we're headed. In terms of like, will we actually be verbalizing things, or will it just all be right here? You know?
Yeah, you'll be interviewing people who will just be like this,
Yeah.
and people will be tapping in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have memories of Atlantis in particular, a little bit Lemuria, but I remember specifically in Atlantis a couple of different scenes where it was very obvious that it was just telepathy, right? Just like
Hmm.
like a lot of encounters people have. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, and yeah, and whatever we're doing, I mean, this is another thing too that I think has fallen away. This, oh, we got to bring Atlantis back. We got to bring Lemuria back. We got to bring
Yeah.
Elysium back. No, 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 no. We're comprised of all of that. We're going to
Yeah.
make all of that better. We're going to bring alignment to the past. We're going to bring alignment to the Pleiadian Anunnaki rift or the Orion Lyran rift or whatever these polarities are in our past as we own them is what we're doing now is owning, like we were talking about earlier, we're owning, yeah, I'm an empath. Yeah. Uh, oh, well, now we got to own the other one too, right? Right. Because look at years ago when all these groups started coming out, it was always like they're over there and we're over here. Well, no, that's not how it works. And
No.
this is what's happening is the universal mirror is in our face.
Mm.
And we're trying to like live life and look around it, but the universe just makes it bigger. It's you, it's you, it's you.
Yeah.
But it's nice. People are getting to this, and the only way they can, which is on their own. You know, I mean,
Mm.
that is gnosis. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's been I can't believe an hour went by that fast. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. I'd love to get together with you again sometime down the road and see what's going on down the road. Uh,
Yeah,
maybe we just
let's do it.
gather in silence, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a breath of fresh air and a shining soul, and keep shining and stand tall, and blessings of peace, grace, and love to you and yours and everything you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much, Todd. It's been an absolute pleasure um, to be here with you and to just be sending out these love and essences out into the world. Um, just to assist people to just come back to themselves and to love themselves, to please themselves and to listen within their own hearts to know that guidance and just to receive life as it is and know everything is meant to be. All that
Well,
occurs is exactly as it's meant to be, and it's a gift actually for you.
mm,
So,
well said. Well said. I will see you on this side, the other side, or both, hopefully. All
okay, ciao for now.
right, you take care. Thank